Hello and welcome again to the Code Maven channel. My name is still Gabor Savon and with me is Ivett Ördög again. Hi Ivett, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
We haven't worked for a long time because on this project because you showed it to the customer.
Yeah, exactly.
How we call it?
Or stakeholder.
Stakeholder. Okay, stakeholder.
Or beloved
Hold the steak.
stakeholders. Yeah.
Not vegetarian. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, let's. You wanted to say a couple of things about
Yeah.
your channel
So
before we
since we,
yes. Shall I show your channel?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
So
Before you do that, I just wanted to mention that I just uploaded 2 new videos to my YouTube channel. It's a beginning of my new series.
What is on your right hand side? What is that? That's some kind of a break. How did you do that?
That's called OBS. It's a tool that
you're doing through OBS the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 2 new videos. It's the beginning of a new series where I implement the same algorithm over and over again with different constraints and different approaches. So you can learn a lot of different coding styles from it. That's basically the idea. So just head over to my channel after this video, of course.
Okay. Sure. Okay, so let me share them on the screen.
Okay.
And hopefully things will work out properly. And now I'm working different. I have my setup changed totally. Earlier I had a small screen in front of me and a larger one, and then they moved the zoom picture out of the whole thing. Now I probably will. You see this thing hiding the camera, right? Hiding the platform. Anyway, so YouTube, and
it's cup of code.
Cup of code. And you can see my Spanish version of the Spanish. I just uploaded a new video to my Spanish YouTube channel. I started to teach HTML and then programming and whatnot in my totally beginner Spanish. Anyway, so this is the channel of Ivett, and that's where you're supposed to follow her. Okay?
Okay, so let's get down to
this big red button.
Yeah.
But exactly. I already follow you on, I think, on one of my other selves. This is my Spanish self.
All right.
Anyway, so shall we go now? Then we can we'll definitely put the link on the website.
Okay.
And under this video as well. So this is the Trello of the project.
Yes.
Did you want to go over this?
Yes. So just to summarize the tickets that we have. So we had a couple of findings during the test run. One of them was that when someone is yielding time, so if we draw a card before the time runs out, then there is no notification about that. So we accidentally pressed one of the buttons and that kind of took away time from someone. So we should actually have a confirmation, you're yielding time, are you sure? And then people have to click OK to make sure that we don't accidentally do that. Then the second thing that came up was that there is no sound when the time runs out or before time runs out. And we kind of missed when the timer was out and someone was talking much longer than the timer. So we should add some kind of a beep noise or whatever.
Or flashing.
Yeah, we could do
blinking text.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an alternative. Then another thing that came up was that I kind of misunderstood the requirements, and it turns out that we have the 3 decks for the 3 phases, but actually there are other decks too that I didn't notice. So we have to add more decks, and instead of having only 1 deck available, we should actually make it so that every deck is available and people can choose which deck they are trying to take a card from. So instead of right now,
Isn't that how we worked?
no,
Earlier,
go,
that each person has their own deck.
yeah. So for now, people had to specify which deck they are going to use, and they could only use that deck.
Ah, so you say that in the new version, everyone can pick from any deck?
Exactly. And that has two reasons. One is sometimes people misunderstand which phase they are in. And in that case, it's convenient to switch to a different phase during the game for them. And the other thing is that there are actually other decks called quotes and feedbacks, which are independent of the phase of that person. So they can choose to, instead of picking a card from their own phase, they can also decide to pick a card from the code stack.
So then what is the value of having this stack separate? If anyone can pick from anywhere?
Yeah, I mean, the value is that they can decide which deck they are picking from. So
Okay.
every time they are taking a card, they can decide which deck they are going to use.
Okay.
And then we have another one, modify phase during game. This is actually not going to be necessary once we have done the alternative decks. So actually, I'm going to delete this one.
Okay.
Can I delete a card, by the way?
Can you delete? No idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to delete a card. Anyway.
You can. Oh, I remember something, but I don't know how. Okay, what happened now? This
whatever.
one modify phase during game.
Yeah.
I think show details.
Okay, let's not worry about that too much. And then we have add rule summary to page, and the original keeps multiple browsers in the same session in sync. These two, we are not going to get to those in this session, I guess. So let's start with the first one with the confirmation when adding time.
Anyway, I think I can't even do anything here, so it's not an issue. But as I remember, you can't really delete anything here. You can just mark it as I don't know, hidden or something like this, or move it to some other place that's not shown here. I don't really remember. I recall something that you can't really do.
Oh, you can archive it.
Archive, okay.
Okay, I did archive it.
Okay.
All right, so let's get started.
It's already running here, just so you know. It's already not here. Here.
Yay.
Maybe we should change the title as an out of request, not non-requested feature, but so
yeah, let's start with that.
Actually, because I didn't want this React up here in my window.
Yeah, sure. That's actually a good idea. So let's do that first. So we actually have somewhere an HTML, right?
It's here, I guess.
Okay.
Why do I have it twice? Because of the two sides of it. So what shall I write here? Self-knowledge?
Or trans identity? I don't know. After all, this is a game for trans people. So let's call it trans identity.
I don't understand the word you say. The trans and then?
Bobo's trying to type.
You're writing. Okay, so you write.
Okay, like this.
Okay. And it's updated. Okay.
Okay, cool. So, and we should probably eventually find a nice icon for it so that
that's your department.
Yeah, that's for another department, exactly. All right, so then let's move on to the first actual task. And as far as I remember, can you follow me using the the follow feature?
So I was following you, but now I guess because I started to do something, then
Yeah,
I
it
stopped
does.
following you.
Mhm.
So I click on this one and
Yeah,
I
okay.
just can't really see it because it's dark purple on black, and I hardly see whether it's clicked or not. But now
Nice color scheme, right?
yeah, I have no idea. Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at this code here. I hardly remember what we did. So we actually had a gameplay object, which makes sense. And in that gameplay object, or component, we had,
Wait a second, sorry. What are we doing?
we are trying to make sure that when someone, when the time is reset because of an action, then we ask, are you sure you want to take that action, and reset the timer?
Can we look at it, how it works now?
Yeah, sure. Can you open the
Yeah.
app? So right now,
This is what opened when I opened this, so I don't know.
yeah. So just press draw card for now. Okay. And now we have a timer running, right? And now if
Okay.
you press draw card again, then it resets the timer and the next player starts
Yeah.
their cycle. Now the problem is that we actually accidentally pressed that button. And when we accidentally pressed that button, then someone lost their remaining time.
Oh, so you're just saying that that for every button you want the confirmation, basically, or just this
Yeah,
button?
but only if the timer is not at zero. Exactly.
So if I click on an invite, also, no, we don't need a confirmation here, right?
Yeah, we need it because well, actually
Because
we don't need it because we already have a confirmation. Yeah,
and
okay.
here the
But with double
time.
time, in double time we don't need it, but with skip turn we actually need it. Because that gives the next player the timer.
And now the next player is supposed to draw a card.
And also with share, I guess with share, because if you press share now on Alice, then it also resets the timer and puts, yeah.
Okay, so we start with this, the draw card.
Let's start with that, yeah.
Okay.
But actually the tricky part is that if you look at the code, we here in the gameplay component, we don't know if the turn already ended because we only have the end of current turn value here. So we actually have to re-implement some of this logic.
You can call some function calls confirm, and the confirm can check whether it really needs to pop up or not.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But I wonder how we should, okay, where is the logic that says, okay, how did this work? I don't remember. So we had the seconds to time function and update timer function. And in that, okay, so seconds to time is timestamp. Oh, okay. Okay, so the timestamp, we are actually getting the timestamp. And okay, so this is the timestamp. And now just quick and dirty. And this is coming from gameplay, which is good because we need it in gameplay.
We know what when the turn ends, that we have the timestamp for the end of the term, and we are showing the difference between the current time and whenever the time.
Exactly. So we actually need to take this expression here and check if it if that is larger than 0. So basically, in the draw card, we have this function here. And just quick and dirty first approach is that I say if this value, and actually this should be end of turn like this, if that is larger than 0, then what we need to do, if confirm, are you sure? Time. And if that is true, then we go on. Otherwise, we return and don't do anything. That's my hunch, is that this will work. But for some reason, confirm is complaining. Okay.
Window confirm?
Sorry?
It's just directly confirm, or there is a window confirm?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see if we can find it out. I would say let's look at React confirm dialog. So there is actually a package for that. Okay, it's window confirm. Okay. So if we don't want to use any fancy packages from React, then we just say window.confirm. And it still complains about that.
Where do you see the complaining?
I think it's complaining because it doesn't expect us to call window functions from a React component. It's not really stylish, to be honest.
Yeah, well.
But I don't think that's a huge issue. So can we check if that actually works, just to see if you are onto the right thing? Yeah, and now if you press again. Yeah. And if you say cancel, then nothing happens. If you say okay, it does work. Okay, so we actually need to do the same thing with the other buttons. And probably we should move this out into a separate function.
So I read that there is a confirm component which can be used in a toolbar button like this.
You found some
I don't know what I found here.
Actually, I don't see it on your screen, so.
No, because it's another screen.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Yeah. Okay. So let's see if we.
Should I paste it to you, the link, and then you can edit yourself, copy from there?
I mean, do we really need that? I think that for now, this is a proof of concept. This solution of having that alert pop up or basic JavaScript window confirm pop up it's fine.
Okay. Anyway, I put the link in the chat for you if you would like.
Okay. I will check it out. I'm gonna open just so that I can check it out, and maybe next time we can improve that.
Okay.
But this time I think it's good enough.
And you'd like to add it to the other buttons as well now? That's the
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah, so
maybe factoring out the alert part or the confirm part, and then
Yeah.
using the same, and then later on we can replace it with whatever you'd like.
yeah, if you go back to the code, basically what we can do is create a const confirm action or confirm yield time. Okay, sounds okay.
Mhm.
And then here we can just say the same thing, except we are going to return false and return true on the other end.
Then make it turn it around. Then maybe if you would like to.
Yeah. Oh, we are
Just
not in.
return whatever it returns. You don't need the false and true.
Exactly.
You
So
just return it.
basically, that's what I wanted to get to is, but I just realized that we are not in IntelliJ, because IntelliJ we could have done that really nicely. It was going to be an intention that you can call up and it immediately fixes this. Anyway, so we just return this, and actually we can also move this in here and say either this is less than 0, less or equal to 0, or we
You
confirm.
really like this. Okay.
Sorry?
You really like this, stacking conditions on each one after. Okay.
That's my style.
Yeah.
And then now we can just say if confirm yield time. And actually, I'm going to say not and return. Yeah, like this.
Okay. Though I'm not
Why
sure
do I?
why is now good that it's outside. It's in its own function. But yeah. I saw that you would like to have the same for others as well.
Exactly.
Okay. But they have different no.
It's always the same condition.
The condition might be the same. The text is different, probably, no?
No, we are always going to check if you want to leave time.
Okay. Fine.
But what I don't understand is why we have an error here. It seems to complain about something.
Is the order of the return? I mean the operator precedence good there in this return statement and on line 18. I don't see where do you see that it's complaining? I don't.
Okay, it's still complaining about the confirm.
Where do you see that? I don't see any complaint here.
I actually see a little red underline here where my cursor is right now.
Good for you. I don't see it.
Okay. Maybe you already turned off that that inspect. Problem. Yeah, and how do I turn off? Anyway, can you try that now? And see, let's see if the refactoring didn't screw things up.
No, I just have to find the correct window here. Okay.
Okay, so we draw a card again. We get an alert. If you cancel, it doesn't do anything. If we say okay, it resets. Nice.
Still works.
Yeah, still works. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bit of code, And I'm going to go down here, and we have, for the game players, we have the rest of the buttons in the game players and within player actually. So here are the buttons that, okay, that's deep down. Yeah, here are the buttons that we care about.
Mhm.
And basically, but we have the onUse modifier here. Okay, interesting. So actually, this onUse modifier comes from here, which actually comes from use modifier. Oh, this code is actually right up here. We don't even have to bring this down. We just have to copy and paste it in here.
Mhm. And for each modifier, if we want this double time, we also want it. No.
Double time. You're right. You're right. So we actually have to be more cautious here. So we need it for skip turn. For skip, no,
No, you don't need. You don't, wait. You don't need to put there, I think. Oh,
why?
why you do? You do because it doesn't return after the modified time. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right.
So skip card doesn't need it. Share does need it. And then why do I have this 2 times? Okay. And then invite, that doesn't need it because there we already have confirmation.
Okay.
So actually we added it to only skip turn and share. Okay, let's see how that works.
So I draw a card and I have nothing to do now.
Yeah, end the game and let's create a new one where
I can. The other person has.
Okay, then try the share. Click the share on Alice. Okay, it works. And how about skip
Wait a
turn?
second. Okay. And which one now?
Yeah. And what happens when you
Skip turn?
It works. Okay. Awesome. And actually, I just realized the bug. User should not be able to skip turn after they invited someone or someone is sharing.
Yeah. Well, my head is spinning too much. Yeah. Okay.
Skip turn while someone else is sharing or having been. Okay, so I added a bug card about that.
Yeah.
Actually, it should come right here. Okay, going back. So actually, I think we are done with this one.
Okay.
That
Sounds
was
good.
quick.
Where is this window? Okay. Okay.
So the next one is making a sound when the time runs out.
Okay. How do you make your browser?
Well, I actually looked it up on Stack Overflow because Stack Overflow knows everything.
Yeah.
And actually, it's a fairly simple thing to do. So what we actually have to do is make sure that when the timer is 0, then we make a sound, right? Problem is that, right, we don't want to check if it's exactly 0, because then we might miss. We somehow have to make sure that once we sounded the beep, after that, we don't sound it again. So basically,
Can't you schedule a beep for when the time is out, timeout, and then turn it off when the user?
That makes sense. Oh,
when
actually, we have. So what you're saying is,
wait. Yeah. You don't. You want to make a sound when it becomes 0. So why don't you go to the here in just this page on line 9, and because that's and have some flag that
yeah,
we beeped already.
That was
So we only beep once, and then once you get here, then and that flag is still off, then you beep, and when someone starts the clock again, then you also reset that flag.
Yeah, but I also added a little function here called beep. This is actually from Stack Overflow. It's a new audio that contains like raw data from a beep.
Base 64 beep. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And then we play that sound. So that's all we are going to do there. And then just to test the beep function, I would suggest calling it all the time. It's going to be pretty noisy now.
No, don't do that, please.
Why?
Let's have a flag, like.
Just let's test if this works. And then we are going to.
Okay, I know how to turn it off. Okay.
You're just going to end the game or modify.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. So exactly the same. What?
Line 13, 101.
Line 13.
There's a 1 at the end of the line.
Oh.
Line 13.
Sorry, it must have been. Yes, it works. Modify game. Okay, let's go back to the code. All right. So we actually need a flag here, right?
Isn't like a preferred music for trans people that you could sound like, especially like a hymn or whatever? I don't know.
Where there are some really good songs by trans people. I can recommend a few. Laura Jane Grace has amazingly good songs.
So what about having a random one of this randomly play one of them?
That then we would be in copyright trouble, I guess. But hey,
if you take a few seconds, then no. If you just take a few seconds, then you can, I think.
Hey. All right. I think that it's easier to just stop the beeping once we are done.
Yeah, and especially I think if you have the link to the original and then you make it, I don't know, whatever. Okay.
Anyway, so basically we need the flag, right? And the flag
But wait a second, but we wouldn't be able to put it in the video here though, because that would be a copyright violation. I mean, I was once flagged because someone shared a video during an interview and recorded. Yeah, that wasn't a pleasant thing.
mm,
Okay,
YouTube is very strict on copyright, to be fair.
sorry, that?
YouTube is very strict on copyright.
Yeah, probably, I don't know. They're
Anyway.
strange.
Let's get back to business. Beep sounded. Did beep sound? Whatever. Ah, what the heck? Okay. And set did beep sound. And then we are going to use state. And it's going to be false when we start out. And now what we can do is we can say that here, if, yeah, it's kind of weird, but anyway, if did beep sound, not did beep sound, then beep, and then we set did beep sound. to false. No, true. And that's it. Let's try that.
Wait, no, that's not. Wait, what I also set it to false. It will no.
It's false by default.
And whenever the counter restarts, it will start with the false.
Yeah, how do we restart the time? That's a good point. How do you? I think. Okay, second time. I think when we
There's a time remaining something.
end of current turn.
There is something called time remaining.
Yeah, but what I'm wondering about is where do we?
Next turn, look for the next turn, where you switch to the new person, the new turn.
That's probably somewhere in gameplay. Yeah, so we have as active card set and
Here, set end of current turn. There is 51, line 51.
51. Okay, set end of current term, but that just sets the end of the current turn. Set sharing player ID. Oh, because
It's not only there. Wherever you call set end of current turn,
then it updates the.
then it should also reset this.
Oh.
Maybe the beep that variable shouldn't be beep sounded, but something like end of current turn beep sounded. And then it would be fair game that the set end of current turn would also set that one. I mean, we have some place where we reset everything when a new player starts playing, a new game starts, right? Like,
yeah,
we had some code somewhere.
Basically,
you go back to just where you were just a second there. Here, line 20 something. Go to the set active player, line 27. Set active player index, set sharing player ID, whatever. This is the reset. Draw a card. So
yeah.
when you draw a card, then you can also reset the
Yeah, but other things also reset the timer. So basically, we have to set the end of current turn. We have to use that function. Basically, we have to wrap that function somehow, and basically that changes the value. Okay, how about this? How about we take a different approach, and we do this. See what I did there?
No.
So what I did there is that whenever the timer is more than 0, we always set the beep sound to false, and then we set it to
You put it on line 14, you added line 14, right?
yeah,
Okay.
this line. And because whenever we update the timer to a non-zero value, to something positive value, then this will reset the set the beep sound, whatever.
Okay.
I know it's a little crazy.
It's not yeah.
And probably I'm going to, yeah, this is in seconds to time. Let's test it now, and then I'm going to do a bit of refactoring because this is not nice.
Yeah, I would say not nice. So I think how do I? So draw a card, and I moved this. I always do this. Okay.
Okay,
If
now, yeah, it's actually taking us now 1 minute to get to the end of the countdown.
Okay.
Can we actually?
Can we speed up time?
I don't think so. I'm wondering if, yeah. So we actually only allow 1 minute as the smallest amount. Come on. This is painful.
This is one of the big questions I have to people, and I don't have the, so what do you do? What do you do when you have you're working and now something you have to wait for a minute or two? What do you do?
Well, you can talk about the copyright rules
Okay, it beeped once.
Yeah, and did beep one? I didn't.
It beeped once. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't hear it.
It beeped here. I don't know.
Okay, then you can restart the timer now and see if it beeps again.
This draw card?
Yeah.
Well, so the thing is that I don't know. I run my tests or whatever, some kind of a computation that it will take 1-2 minutes. Staring out of the window, that's one thing to do, but I get bored and then I switch to something else, and it takes half an hour to get back.
Yeah, get yourself a Rubik's Cube. It takes about a minute to solve it, so it's good.
I play Go with this on a website where you don't, it's not an interactive playing. So you make your move, and the other person will make their move next day or whatever. So I always have a few games, and I play like 20 games at the same time.
Okay, this beep. Okay, so it works.
It works twice.
Yeah, exactly. It's tested. Okay, let's ship it. No, let's refactor. Okay, so the ugly part here is that this function is called seconds to time, and it does something that has nothing to do with seconds to time. So my suggestion here is to move this code right out. And I'm going to write a function here called const beep when time is out. And then this function is going to be, but it's going to take the seconds, just like the other one. And I'm going to copy this whole code and just delete things that are not necessary from both. And here I'm going to delete this part. And this one. Oh, what did I do?
No, I think you
Deleted
yeah.
too much.
No,
Yeah.
the beep and the send beep sound is okay. You need the return you don't need.
Yeah. And actually, I think we can turn this into an else if, right? How is it coded in JavaScript? If or else if maybe like this. Does this work in JavaScript?
No idea. But keep writing, I'll search.
Okay. I never know if it's elif, else
It's
if.
as if, as is this with a space as you wrote it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Whenever I teach programming, I tell people that the most diverse thing in the world is the electricity plug, and the second most diverse is the how you call else if.
yeah, exactly.
So
And then we just call this function here and done. Okay, that's nice, but there is one problem
the
still.
seconds is not really good there in this one.
Oh, yeah,
After
yeah.
timer.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Because I actually have to make this into a variable here. Right? So I actually should write seconds here and just make constant out of this.
Okay.
All right. And then we could test it again, but I would rather not test it right away because we also had another requirement. And that requirement was that it should sound a beep just before the time runs out. So that we have kind of
So you want 2 beeps or 1
yeah,
beep?
exactly, 2 beeps. 1 beep at around, well,
But one of them is a beep, and the other one is a beep beep.
no, I don't want a beep beep. I want a beep beep.
So 5 seconds beep.
Actually, it should be more like 30 seconds or a minute.
Okay, whatever variable. Yeah, but probably they should be two different sounds, or you need somehow to differentiate between these two. Besides just looking at because
eventually we should have 2 different sounds. This is still a proof of concept, so I think we are fine with 1 sound.
okay.
Maybe we
you can have the same. You can have 2 functions for it.
Why not?
You can just go.
Just rename this beep function, right? So
Yeah, what I thought is that whatever, doesn't matter. So you can have another function that calls this function, and then the other thing will call. So we'll already have two different calls.
but it's really easy to refactor it later. So
yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's go.
What I worry about more is basically how do we. So I don't want to have duplicate this whole code, right? Because one solution would be just to say did beep sound is a really bad name and it comes out right now. Okay, let's rename a few things. So can I do a search and replace here? How do I do replace?
There is things
replace. Like I found it. Okay, so I'm gonna say did timeout notification sound, whatever. And then replace all. How do I do that? Yeah, but I actually, okay,
But
I'm
there is
gonna
also
fix
a
that
difference.
manually. That's it. Oh, we got a sound from somewhere.
Yeah, it just beeped.
Oh,
Because we
I know
updated
why.
some.
I
We
actually know
updated.
why. I actually know why. It beeped because we changed the code and the timer was ran out already. And when we reloaded the page, it noticed that, okay, it's less than 0.
Yeah.
So it works actually. That's good news. Okay, so here set and then set bit. Okay, so let's replace those so that we don't have that problem. Nice.
This reminds me. Yeah. When you had these XT computers and you wanted to make sound out of them, or ZX Spectrums or whatever.
Mm.
It's horrible, whatever 2-bit sounds.
Okay. So, and then we can duplicate this. And time running out. Whatever. I don't have a better name for this. Then actually, that's funny. And then I'm just going to update this part of the code and essentially duplicate this as well. And then we can think of how we can reduce the duplication here because this does bother me a bit.
No, you're kidding me.
Sorry. Okay, so 30 seconds. But why did we have this? Why did we have this beeping continuously? That's weird.
Do these two reset each other?
It could be.
How did you stop them? Or did you stop the sound? Because I didn't. Did you make some additional change that stopped it?
Yeah,
or?
maybe I changed it again or I don't know. So you didn't stop the beeping?
No.
Ah,
By the
interesting.
time I switched there, it wasn't beeping.
Okay, so now if we have 30 seconds left, then we will have one beep, and then we will have another beep when the time runs out.
Okay.
And it's really ugly code because we have duplication, but we will worry about that later.
Shall I try this now?
Yeah, I think so. It's time to beep. So when I was making my new video, the one I talked about at the beginning of the of this session, no, that one right there, I wanted to have some background music, and I downloaded something that claimed that I can use it for free, and I won't have a copyright strike. Guess what? First beep. I did get a copyright strike on it. Luckily, I noticed before I released the video, so I could delete it, find some other music, and upload it.
So
but
that's interesting, actually. How did you? So when you uploaded the video and then you waited, or immediately in the processing they told you that you have the violation?
Actually, you have to wait a bit. Okay, we have both sounds. Can you restart it? just to make sure that it works even after starting.
Yeah.
So what they actually did is you have to wait a bit. You shouldn't publish right away, but in about 15 minutes, you get the copyright violation notification.
Interesting, because recently I started to see that when I upload and then when it's done processing, at least I think the first version, then okay, we had the beep. Then it says already that there's no copyright violation or no copyright problem. So quite I don't know how long it takes, but it has to process the video and at least to have the SD version.
Yeah.
And then I think I get basically immediately.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's trustworthy, or maybe a day later they will tell me that okay, but actually you do have a violation. Okay, a new beep.
It works. I think we are done with this task.
So wait, did you get the strike? I mean, did you get the
I
violation?
didn't get a strike because I didn't publish the video.
Okay.
So
Good.
That's good.
Actually, by the way, just so when I got this copyright violation, I got really furious with the person who actually shared the content that I mean with myself as well, because I didn't cut it out. But then I found out that it's only for 3 months, I think. So if you don't have other violation in 3 months, then this goes away. So it's not like
it's not forever.
No, not forever, which is good, because, well, I mean, sometimes you make mistakes and then
yeah. Okay. So let's move on, I guess. Now I'm wondering, like, I don't really mind this part, like having this duplicated, but this is a little too much code duplication. Do you have any idea how to get rid of it? Because I don't.
I would create, I guess, a list or set or object or whatever of various these conditions and various beeps, because I'm sure that there is going to be a third beep soon.
I'm sure there isn't going to be a third beep.
No, okay.
You know what? Thinking of it like getting rid of this duplication, I think it's just going to make the code more complicated.
I don't know. What I would probably do in any case is have a like a condition and connect that to a beep. But I don't know. Then you need two variables to store them, or a dictionary to, or whatever object to store them.
Yeah.
So you can't, because now you have individual variables to store the status, the state, and then you would need a complex object for that.
I'm gonna say that this is fine for now. It's just a single duplication. It's unlikely that we get a third beep, and
yeah,
I don't think that, I think that would result in not so well readable code. So let's accept that there is this duplication, and let's commit this.
Yeah, maybe that 30 you would want to move it out somewhere to some variable name, have or at least give it a name.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So at least inside here, give a name.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be easier to locate or whatever.
How about this?
Well, okay, good. You can change the name anytime you want.
Yeah. I didn't have a better idea for a name. I'm
Yeah.
tired too, by the way.
Sorry?
It's not just you. I'm also tired. I get to name variables horribly now.
You get the name, what? Sorry?
I get to do things like that, like naming variables with horrible names. Just kidding. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Unless
So-
it's a spike.
So the beep you added now. So that's also something that you're committing, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
And let's hope that this beep is not copyrighted.
Yeah.
And that would be annoying.
So there is something called fair use, but I don't know what exactly is fair use. I don't.
Well, not this one. I'm sure YouTube won't agree with this one being fair use. Yeah, I actually didn't check if it just came to my mind right now that I didn't check if the code that I'm copying is actually using copyright-free sound. We'll find out when you upload the video and get feedback on the copyright violations.
Yes.
Let's hope you won't get that. Okay. So let's look at our cello board again. So we had this sound when time runs out or just before it runs out, and we can put that to done. And then the next one is the alternative text. Should we get started on that, or was this a long enough session for that?
If you're not in a hurry to finish this, then it would be probably better to do it another time.
We are not in a hurry. We can do it another time, and then
Okay.
then we had we completed 2 different tasks. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's not stop the sharing. Remind people to visit your channel and follow you as well. Interesting. That's a different channel.
No, that's the same channel. Oh yeah, that's my
Your personal.
channel. But that's not interesting. Don't follow.
No. I just was wondering here why it's so to. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it features.
Yeah.
I just featured my own channel anyway.
Yeah, I have like 4 channels in 4 languages because I was playing with it. Like, why not? I have a channel in Hungarian with I think 2 videos and 3 followers, which is a nice. I mean, more followers than the videos. So, and they are featuring each other, but that doesn't help. So for me, anyway. So thanks for people who were watching it. Thanks for watching, and please follow our channels and comment on the code. And yes, that's it.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'll stop the recording now, and then we can decide the next session.